it'll move around and that'll change the tone of the
Oh,
sound.
nice.
And you can make that rotation
Yeah.
smooth, or you can make it really jumpy. You can increase the resonance. Make this kind of ghost noise if that's what you're into. So you could have producers making stuff in their bedroom and then playing it in the club almost immediately. So it had a really good way of kind of breaking music for people and helping people to advance their awareness of a particular style. You start with silence, and in 1 to 2 minutes you have something which feels like the middle of a tune, which is really nice, and then you can just start playing with it, tweaking it, adjusting it as you see fit. And that's one fairly standard production technique, is to build the full thing, build like your complete pattern, your complete loop, the kind of maximum amount of stuff that you've got going on in a track. Make that feel really good, and then just start stripping elements out, and that gives you the build up and gives you the end. Hardware is amazing because you don't have to look at a laptop. You can just kind of play and get results immediately, which I really like. I think I like the gear. It's in some ways it's easier this way around because you have the interface is much more tactile. I mean, you're not like you can produce using a computer. Here you can play with this, right? You can't really play with a computer. This feels more like playing an instrument, which is why it's more fun, I think. Production. The very, very little amount of production, like on a laptop that I've done, is very satisfying, but it's pretty laborious, and I'm pretty lazy. This kind of having a big setup is fun. It's a fun thing to play with. So I think people do produce amazing music just using computers. Personally, I'm really looking forward to having more space and being able to get all this stuff kind of out in one setup and play with it all. It'll be amazing. But I think you get different things from that, right? I mean, this is certainly very cluttered, but there's a benefit to that clutter. In more detail, you've got like, this is a sequencer, this is a sequencer, this is also a sequencer, and this is a very basic kind of sequencer. So sequencers just, broadly speaking, tell this thing what noise to make and when, what kind of noise to make. And then these are all about generating and shaping, filtering sound, and modulating the filtering of that sound.
So when it says tides, shells, peaks,
those are just the names of the units. Yeah, so there's like these guys, Mutable Instruments, is a particular brand, and they make very powerful modules. This isn't actually analog, this is digital. These guys, 4MS, they make this and they make this. They used to make guitar pedals. Now they make these things. There's some Dörpfer in here, which is a German, like really old school, really well-priced, solid units. They're not massively exciting, but they do functionally they do a really good job. And you can also obviously control that resonance, so I can have it like changing and moving around if I want to, with like using something like this or something like this for that purpose. So all these different inputs and outputs just allow you to completely plug in a whole new type of sound just by changing parameters. This is a pretty complicated one, as you can see. There's quite a lot of cabling going on. But then at the end of the process, you just pull it all out, and then you have a fresh thing, and you start again and see what happens. This stuff runs on a really, really simple, old school this is the same as they've been using this mechanism since the 60s, I guess, or since the first time they ever had these kind of synthesizers. These guys use a system which was invented in the 80s, and I think in the 80s, and this has a system which is slightly later than that, which is MIDI, which is still a pretty ubiquitous standard today. So they're all running on a slightly different synchronizing system. This one can handle all of those systems. It can use MIDI, so it can control this. It also can do CV and gate, so it can talk directly to these things and doesn't have to go through a special box. All they do is send these kind of trigger pulses, or they send voltage. And that's universal. So they have I think it's like 5 volt. Yeah, it's 5 volts. These guys only use sync, which is really old. This guy can use MIDI and sync, but not seemingly at the same time.
Not at the same time.
Not really, no, which is kind of annoying. I think maybe it can, but so they kind of like, they have their idiosyncrasies because of the age, but now more and more people are producing boxes like this that allow you to bring this stuff into your workflow again, because this stuff is so, the sounds and the way in which it works are so sort of fetishized.